Well, what's the crack? Welcome to Absolutely Marinated, a show where I cook a few things, have a few cans, and tell you about it. Today I am making com thang song yong. However it's pronounced, it's a Vietnamese pork chop. I got the inspiration by raiding comedian and podcaster Colin Geddis' podcast on his Q&A section and asked him what he would like to eat, and this is what he came back with.
Feed you've had in your life. Now we're talking. The pork chop, basically in fish sauce and lemongrass in Ho Chi Minh City.
I would like to point out that I've never met this man, but he looks like he knows what he's talking about, so let's make this fucking pork chop, yeah? We'll get this show on the road by starting on our marinade. We'll take some lemongrass stalks and run your knife down the top of it, cut out the exterior kind of woody part and just give it a good fine chop with your knife. Alongside our lemongrass, we're going to slice up about 3 or 4 spring onions. Bringing some heat to the mixture, we've got a Thai chili. I've also invested in some rubber gloves, so when I go for a urination in about 3 hours, we're not going to burn the balls myself. And it wouldn't be a decent recipe if it didn't have a whole ton of garlic in it. I've used about 3 or 4 cloves there, just kind of smash it up, give it a coarse dice. And when I'm bringing garlic into marinades, I like to bruise it a bit, so I just use the back end of my knife and kind of smush it into the board. It kind of helps incorporate into the marinade a bit better, I find. And I could keep listing off the different ingredients, but essentially just putting things in a bowl, so here's a nice montage. And yes, lads, that's MSG, as in monosodium glutamate, if you're paying attention. It's delicious. It's about as bad for you as regular table salt, so shut up before you get started. Alongside your marinade, you need some pork chops, so I just basically thrown in 2 thick old bone-in pork chops there. I'm going to throw some plastic wrapped over it, and you can marinate it for 4 hours or up to overnight in the refrigerator. And we'll continue on with this dish with another component, the Vietnamese dipping sauce, or as the internet has telling me that I'm definitely not reading here, it's pronounced Nuoc Cham. And apologies if I've offended any of the Vietnamese people watching, but I'm an Irishman speaking the English language in the United States, so what the fuck do I know? Long story short, lads, I've finally sliced 3 cloves of garlic and I'm using some Fresno peppers for a bit of heat. So I've used about a half a Fresno pepper. Jalapeno could do either, whatever you have available to you. At this point, we will horse in 2 tablespoons of fish sauce, the juice of half a lime. We'll also throw in 2 teaspoons of sugar and then some water. Stir in, give it a mix around just to incorporate and dilute the sugar in the water. And you'll end up with something that looks like this. It looks like, pretty mosaics. How you doing? And now we'll start on our broken rice. I suppose first we'll make sure our camera's in focus. Broken rice is essentially exactly what it says on the tin. It's long grain rice that's been broken. Back in the day, broken rice is traditionally served to the peasants. Essentially, it was just the rich get the long grain rice and any broken grains would trickle down to the poor. Broken rice is fairly similar to the regular rice, but that does have a slightly different texture, which is nice when you've eaten a lot of white rice. Simple enough to make. Just take some long grain jasmine rice, soak it in some water for an hour, rinse it through a fine mesh sieve until the water runs clear underneath it, and just break it up with your hands. Hey presto, broken rice. Now, because the rice was soaking in water for an hour, we need significantly less water to cook it. Put your rice into the pot and kind of level it off by shaking it. Then just fill your water slightly above the level of the rice. Bring that up to a boil. As soon as you start seeing wisps of steam off it, cover it and cook as the package instructions. I think this is 10 minutes for me. At this point now, I have taken my pork chops that have been marinating overnight out, and they've actually come up to room temperature, so we'll start to cook the bad boys. In this case, I like to oil my chops, not oil the pan. So with those all oiled up, cue the dramatic pan over to my pan. Sorry, couldn't help myself. And we'll begin cooking. The basic, that's on a heat. It's going to get lightning hot. Now, traditionally, all of this is done over charcoals, but because we're in the middle of a pandemic with riot going on outside, and I'm on curfew, I can't go outside. And look, let's not get into it and just accept the fact that I'm cooking these on a grill pan, and traditionally it's done over charcoal. It's fine, lads. Good and tasty. When we are throwing down our pork chops onto our grill pan, it's imperative that we hear this sort of a noise. If you don't hear that sizzle, don't take it off the pan, lads, and let it get hotter, because you're just wasting your time. As you can see there, look at those grill marks, savage. Put your chops down one side for 4 minutes, leave them alone. After 4 minutes, flip them over, leave them for another 4 minutes. I like to put a lid on top to kind of capture some of the smoke from them caramelizing sugars. And at this point, I've thrown in a meat thermometer as well. Keep it covered and off the heat until it reaches 145 Fahrenheit or 62 Celsius, so you know it's good and safe to eat. And sure, we'll move on to the last part of this dish, which is a fried egg, which is fairly standard in most Southeast Asian dishes. Now, there is a specific way to do it, so I'll let me old mate Colin run you through it.
Puts a fried egg on it, but it's almost like a deep fried egg where you crack the egg in the fat and it just goes.
Sorry about the background noise there, lads. Didn't realise Whitney Cummings was on the background talking shite. Kind of spoiled the... salt and pepper on your egg. Season it, don't be an animal. Use some high heat oil and kind of spoon it because you want to cook it from both sides really quick. And that's essentially it. I think usually it's served with some cucumbers and lettuce and tomatoes, which is just a fucking waste of time if you ask me. Throw your Nuoc Cham all over the top of it and get stuck in and enjoy. Anyways, lads, thanks for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe. Shout out to the General Banter podcast and Colin Geddis, who had absolutely no claim and absolutely no idea that this was happening, but I took it upon myself to hijack his podcast. And I'll be sure to throw his channel below in the description if this video doesn't get flagged. Alright, lads, thanks for watching. Good luck.